Hi, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Feathers are one of my favorite ways to dress up a quilt. In today's video tutorial, I'll be sharing with you a quick way to use feathers and create a feathered wreath using Art and Stitch. For our feathered wreath, we're going to start by actually just pulling a feather out of the library. So in the library, there are sections called feathers, and you can see there are a lot of pre-done designs, but one of the things I really like is the first few designs are just actual feathers. So I'm going to select one of those, and it will populate on my main screen. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to design on path. Now since I want this to be a wreath, my path needs to be a circle. And so you can see feathers are going around that circle. Now what I want to do is, first of all, I want to align with the top. And then I want to start to bring down my spacing so I can have them overlap. Now I am also going to rotate the object a bit to get rid of the overlap. And I need to adjust my spacing also. And the idea as I'm adjusting these is to get that bottom point lined up, and I think that looks really good, other than there's a hole at the top there. So I'm going to though go ahead and apply this and select OK. And now when I go into sequence view and select my plus, you can see they're all individual objects. So I'm going to select everything, right click, and connect the objects. And so now I've got them down to one shape. I'm also going to just do a closed shape as well. Now I have to deal with this issue up here, so I'm going to use my magnifying glass. I'm going to get a lot closer to it, and what I'm going to do is go into the reshape mode. Actually, I'm going to start by selecting that shape and bringing it over. And I might want to move that one as well a little bit. Then I'm going to select these two shapes, and I just used my control key to do that, and I'm going to bring those over. Now I missed a shape because it added one, so I'm going to go ahead and first of all just delete that extra point that's in there. And I think I'm going to try to delete that also. So what I'm trying to do here is smooth this so that they look, they interlock and look good together. So I'm going to now press the space bar, and you can see that yes, they are a little bit bigger, but they actually look really good together. So I've now done the outside of my wreath. Now I'm going to go back to my library. I'm going to take one of that same feather, and I'm going to start by flipping it vertically, and I'm going to right click and do a design on path again, select the circle, and for this one I'm going to select the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and reduce my spacing. Oh, too much. And I need to do some rotation as well. And once I've got something I like, I'll apply that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and change the color of the second objects, so I've got them separated, and now I can right click and connect them, and go ahead and close the shape. And now I need to fix this, so I'm going to select my magnifying glass, zoom in, go into my reshape mode. I'm going to delete that point, and I'm going to turn that one to a smooth point. And it said they've got a lot of cusp points in here, and I don't necessarily want them as cusp. And I'll zoom out. And now I have two completed wreaths. Now I'd like to connect up the outer wreath with the inner wreath. Now to do that, I need to have my start and stop at exactly the same spot. And I have found the easiest way to do that is to zoom in, and I'm going to actually do a splitting here. So I'm going to go to reshape mode, and right here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split my line, and then I'm going to go to this point here and I'm going to split that line as well. Okay, so once I've split my line, I can take this one here and with my T key connect up. Now all I have to do is make sure I'm going to right click, and I'm going to make sure I've got snap to anchors done, and I'm going to take those 2 points I moved away and just bring them back there. Now I have one complete feathered wreath. And so I'm going to go ahead and press the space bar so we can see it, do the select, apply stitches, and let's take a quick look at the stitch out. So I am now ready to transfer this to my machine and actually stitch it in a quilt. Thanks so much for watching. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.